What's up, everybody? This is Scott from NoLifeToMetal.com and doing a short little video today congratulating AJ on 100 subscribers. And thought I'd take part in his contest, which is the Passing the Torch contest. 5 albums that you would pass down to your children, your relatives, whatever, upon your demise, I suppose. Kind of a heavy subject, but you know, AJ told me about the contest, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I've been thinking about it ever since. And there's one thing that's more important to me than music, way more important to me than music. It's my children. And so I have 2 kids, and I also have a nephew that I think of as a kid. So I was thinking, well, what would I want to pass down to them? What would I want to give to them? And you know, we thought about maybe the most expensive record, one of the most cherished records, you know, but it's not really about the money as much as maybe memories. And so that's what I basically based these 5 records on, is memories. And I didn't really prepare anything. I just picked the 5 records out, and so we'll see what comes out as I pick these up and show them to you. But 5 records that I would pass down to my children. So the first one I chose is Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? And the reason I chose the Jimi Hendrix Experience was, first of all, he's one of my favorite artists. You know, and Jimi Hendrix opened me up to a world of other music, from blues to hard rock to heavy metal to progressive rock. So much music can be based off of what started on this guitar player right here. So I kind of would want my children to have that same desire to explore music and not just to listen to what's, you know, thrown at you on the radio. And so that's why I chose, you know, Jimi Hendrix Experience. I got into Jimi Hendrix when I was, what, a kid in grade school, basically, and still into him today. And I would hope my children would want to check this out. And besides the fact, no, this is one of my favorite artists, so I hope it would bring some joy to my children as well. Next one I chose was another favorite of mine, Ted Nugent. This happens to be his first solo album, Epic Records. And the reason I chose this one was a completely different reason than the other one, is because this one brings back memories to me of my son and I going to concerts together when he was young, before he was, you know, my son's grown now and he's married, and I have a grandson now, believe it or not. And but this album right here, it brings me thoughts of going to those concerts with my son. And in particular, I remember going to see Ted Nugent and Leonard Skinner with him, and we just got grass seats, and we laid down in the grass and we watched the show together. And at one point, you know, I laid down sideways and he laid down and kind of leaned up against my chest, and we just sat there and watched the show together. And it's just a memory that I'll never forget. So I would hope that my son would also have that same fond memory of going to that concert with me and the time we spent together. We spent a lot of time together, my son and I, and one of the things that we did enjoy doing together was going to concerts. Ted Nugent was just one of them, but I would hope that this album would maybe bring him that same memory that it brings to me. And the next one I chose is Stryper, Soldiers Under Command. This is one of the first albums that I purchased after I became a Christian in college. I'm not sure how many of you know that I'm a Christian, but I am. I profess God and I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I would want my children to have that same faith in Jesus Christ that I have. So that was the reason I chose this record. The other reason I chose this record is also sentimental, is because it's my wife and I, when we got married back in 1989. Our wedding song was actually from this record. Now, I tried really hard to get my wife to agree to use Motorhead's Love Me Like a Reptile for our wedding song, but she wouldn't go for it. So what we went with instead was Together as One by Stryper on this very record right here. And so that's why I chose this one. And again, I hope my son and my daughter would enjoy this record, and would also, maybe hearing that song would bring thoughts of their mother and myself. And the next record I chose, the Dave Clark 5, Glad All Over. This is an original pressing of Dave Clark 5. It's got the sticker on it here. Different photo than the one that comes in, you see most of the time. And this was actually a record out of my father's collection. Now, I've had this record since I was a little kid, and I sold all my records in 1990, and much to my regret now, but I sold all my records in 1990. We used the money to put a down deposit on our house. I don't regret that. However, I do regret giving away a lot of albums that my father and my friends had given to me, but for some reason I kept this one, and there's a couple reasons I kept it, but the biggest reason is because this song, Glad All Over, was just a silly song my wife and I sang together in the car, and it was just dumb fun. And it's a classic record. You know, there's a lot of bands have covered this song. Kiss has covered Dave Clark 5. TT Quick has covered Dave Clark 5. But anyhow, this is my dad's record. This is their grandfather's record. So I would hope this would be something they would cherish too, just because it's come down. This would be now 3 generations. And then the very last one I chose, Ultimatum Heart of Metal. And you're probably going, yeah, self-promotion, woohoo. But really, it's not self-promotion as much as I would hope that, you know, after I'm gone and my children have this record, it would remind them of me. And they would hear my voice, and they would remember me, remember the good times we shared, remember the love. My children have been to probably hundreds of Ultimatum concerts since they were infants, basically. When my son was born, we'd put earplugs in his ears, and he'd be sleeping at an Ultimatum concert. And, you know, he's been to hundreds of them, literally, so... And my daughter as well. So I would hope my son and my daughter would enjoy this record just because it's me. It's more me than any other music could be, because this is music that I put my heart and soul into. This is music that I wrote. So, Ultimatum, Heart of Metal, and that's it. I just wanted to make this quick, short video. And congratulations, AJ. You know, on 100 subscribers, great job. I know you're a whole lot younger than I am, and you know, I think it's awesome that you're exploring music and that you're, you know, collecting records. I see you're a big fan of Metallica and Black Sabbath, which is awesome because I'm a fan of those bands as well. I hope you'll explore into more heavy metal and hard rock and also other stuff, maybe like the stuff I just showed here. And once again, congratulations. And this is Scott from No Life Till Metal, and I hope you'll check out my site and also my heartofmetal.net message board. And that's it for today. God bless. Stay strong. What's up, everybody? This is Scott from No Life Till Metal, and I'm just going to come to you today and screw up my first 30 times.
Am I making you nervous?
And my wife's in the room for the first time ever, so do over.